So, which movie did you watch today?
I mean, for a change, we watched an Indian movie, which was Ryan.
I wish we watched the Ryan with Reynolds.
So we just watched Ryan, directed by Dhanush, written by Dhanush, starring
Dhanush. Let's go. Co-starring Sundeep Kishan,
Kalidas Jayaram,
Jayaram.
his brother Selvaraghavan,
Other-
SJ Suryah,
Hmm.
very important role
Yep.
played by Dushara Vijayan. So how was the movie?
It was okay. I mean, like with whatever films that have been coming up in the line past few months, I enjoyed this film a bit. Like it was right at what I expected.
I liked it. I am very biased. The guy, like whenever he's on screen, he's just like he just makes you forget whatever's happening around him or behind him. You just watch him, right? Because he has that aura.
Yep.
As an actor, is in another league actually.
True. Matlab,
And this movie showcases it very well. Uh,
it's the same for me. Like Dhanush is one of the people I admire the most in Tamil industry. Like I watch his every movie that comes. So that is one of the reasons that we went for the film. Like even after I knew like it's gonna be a normal film, I still went for it because I wanted to see Dhanush acting.
And on top of it, his second
That directorial venture. Yep.
I'll start. Underutilization of Prakash Raj. That's like
True.
the top most thing I can think of right now.
Hmm.
Because it was such a great character with so much potential. Like you could have used it in many other ways, but he was very underutilized.
True.
For that's one. And also the Selvaraghavan character was just a ploy. He didn't feel like he was in the movie. He was just a ploy to like carry forward.
He was
the
a
story.
catalyst for every.
Yeah, so that felt very off. And apart from that, there were like he executed it pretty well. Like,
I know, huh?
He executed the movie. What like it felt like I'm watching a understudy movie of Vetrimaran.
Now that you say it, reminded me of Monkey Man.
Like, okay,
The
we'll
treatment.
talk about the technical aspects.
So I didn't like the interval. Like people were all raving about how the interval bang was very crazy, but it was all right. I mean, for all the hype that they created around the character being, when you let out his carnage, he's gonna wreak havoc or everything. All those things didn't happen.
Very Hulk-like.
And even the end, like action sequence didn't work for me for this one. I feel like it was okay. The symbolism and everything, all those things were good, but then the action sequence didn't work for me.
So what was the relation between Raayan and Durai?
Yeah.
They could have explored that, and that way the interval would have worked even better. So they could have showed that, but then nonetheless it works for me. It worked because the first half was so well written screenplay wise. I didn't feel a second of thing where like it was stretching. Like, it was way too fast. The pace was on point. I felt like it was just a 45-minute movie.
Yep.
The 45
So
minutes
they were
was-
setting it up so well. Like it never felt like they are putting down a lot of information on us. It was
Exactly.
going on through the character movements.
Yep.
So that
So
they
yeah, the
did-
first half was very pacey and
and that like kind of affected the second half.
Exactly.
Wherein you feel like they lost the pace or
yeah. You
they're
kind of
getting
feel
stuck. Huh?
lethargic. Yeah.
Yep.
So
in the second half.
the only thing that works for the movie is like the execution.
Yep.
And the biggest plus point of the movie was two actually, not one, is music by A.R. Rahman. He kills it. He buries it. I mean, you can say whatever you can, but the music is way too good and elevates the movie for sure. And the second one is cinematography, man.
Cinematography stood out, especially the lighting and everything.
Especially the lighting. The lighting.
They did a great job. Like it doesn't feel like your any other commercial Tamil film.
Some of the frames are so well like the blocking is so good.
Well done, huh?
At some places where it feels almost like you're watching a different movie.
True.
You don't feel like it's a Tamil movie, right? Your normal Tamil movie, and the lighting, yeah, as we discussed, it reminded us of Monkey Man. The way it was lit, the way it was shot, like even the using the silhouettes, the way when Dhanush is about to get thrashed and they show Dhanush's silhouette, that was beautiful, and that's actually kind of a plays like a metaphor, visual metaphor, also.
So this cinematography last I saw in a movie called Ispade Rajayam Idayaranium, and this is one movie that got back with that, I feel.
Okay.
After a time.
I haven't watched that, but yeah, the only thing I could think of was
Monkey Man. True. Recently,
because
yeah.
that's the most recent.
Also,
film that
the
we watched.
film treads on a normal formula only, wherein there's a start, where is a setup of the character and everything. We are aware of his powers and everything. He goes on a journey to fight people. He faces a conflict. He gets back up and he ends the story. So it treads on the same formula only, but the way it has been executed makes you feel like you're watching a fresh movie. And that's where I think the film shines.
It's
The
to the
screenplay, the
story.
editing, yep.
Yeah, and also the editing at some places was good,
Mm.
And also the set design. Huh? We need to talk about the set design.
Yep.
The way they established the whole
The
slum
village,
area, or that
area where
area
they,
they live.
Durai's area and everything,
That was beautiful because it pays off right towards
Yep.
the end. And
I think Sundeep Kishan was done justice in this film by giving
Did
a better
justice,
role
yep,
than
yep,
Captain Mirabel.
yeah, he was compensated for that.
Uh-huh.
role in
He
Captain
got a
Miller.
meaty one in this.
Yeah,
I
very
feel.
meaty one. And also we need to talk about the female character.
Yep.
The way they wrote the female character is way too good because though it starts off like your quintessential cliched way, in a cliched
Yep.
way, but the way it ends is very
Also, it is justified because all the men living in the house, they are all very violent people, and
Yeah,
her
we need
being
to-
that explains. But there was this issue wherein again the savior thing, wherein
they could have done it so well where the female character is also helping.
yep, they could have taken out that part. I think it would still be the same,
still be say,
rather
okay.
than showing like she was done something.
But
and then
I
she's-
felt bad for Kalidas's character.
Kalidas, yeah, you kind of end up sympathizing for that character.
Sandeep Kishan really, if like the Dhanush character was played by any other actor, Sandeep Kishan would have shown really well.
Yep.
And SJ Suryah, with whatever he has, he does it.
Also, SJ Suryah is never portrayed as the person with bronze. He's always like the cunning fellow in the
yeah.
whole scene. So he's aware that he's afraid of things and everything, and that's what makes his scenes and the way he exchanges dialogues with the people funny.
Yeah, and also the clever thing is like the writing is very clever because it kind of subverts your thought every
Many
point
times.
of the way.
Yep.
Yeah, every point where you think like now this is going to happen, it subverts you. Like something else happens.
So
and
it keeps telling you like we expect something to happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen, and then it says it won't. But after 5 or 10 minutes, it happens, but in a different way.
Exactly.
So that is still a win. Like you're keeping us anticipated towards the thing.
That's what a good writing
Yep.
is, right? That's what a good screenplay.
Also, you need to be careful, right? Because the story is predictable.
Yeah,
so you
very
need to do all
predictable
this
and
stuff.
cliched story, right? So I mean, it's your age-old revenge drama, nothing
Yep.
else. But then these are the small things which elevate the film, right?
Yep.
Elevate it from being a normal cliched drama or like a commercial entertainer to a good commercial entertainer.
Also, I need to point this out. When the first time Dhanush stands out of the gate of Durai's house, so that is also when Durai and Setu are having a quarrel. So him coming in between them. So that acts as a metaphor for the whole film.
Yeah, foreshadow. Read about something right now about how it's the modern retelling of Ramayana, but Ravan being the protagonist and Rama being the antagonist, and like with the name as well, right? Raayan, it's almost like
why do you have to go far to the name? There have been four symbolisms.
Visual motives, way too many
big
visual
time in
motives.
the
Dushara Vijayan character is Surpanaka,
Yep.
or like the Ma Durga, and
Sandeep Kishan is the
the one who faces Kumbhakaran. Yep. Kalidas's character being the Vibhishan because he's the well-read one.
Yep. So coming to the negative point, so I wasn't convinced with the reason of them going against his
Exactly.
brother.
Very
So
underrated. That part was underrated.
It felt very forced. Like I was like, the scene is good, but then I want to see the reasoning. And when I saw the reasoning, I was like, little to no convinced, like why they were doing such things.
It was just to carry forward the story.
Story plot, very pure
that
plot
felt
convenience.
Very forced.
Yep.
Very forced, and there was no emotional baggage as well for them to do that such kind of a thing. So yeah, and A.R. Rahman elevates it everything, and yeah, it's a great watch. Like please do watch it in theaters. And you won't be disappointed for sure because if you aren't engaged with the story, Diana does Diana.
Also, the music, it will keep you captivated.
Yeah, music is very like
the music, the visuals,
everything.
There are a lot of factors for you to watch this film. So
Yeah, please
give
do
it a
watch it.
watch.
It's in theaters. And
Okay,
thanks.
bye.
Peace out.